I have a 19-month-old at home. You know, raising a child at that age in the internet era can make you crazy. You know, you can read just about everything on both sides of every argument, and you can read completely competing views about parenting ideas. It can be maddening. But there is one thematic thing. First of all, you realize, frankly, how non-research based a lot of the stuff about small children is, and how much of it's just based on tradition and folklore. But putting that aside, there is a consistent theme that has emerged now in the data as it exists. And that is the more net words a child hears in these very early years of his life is a determinant of how prepared he is to go in, he or she is to go to school. And unfortunately, that starting place is a pretty clear determinant of where they're going to be at each step of the way as far as college. With that as the foundation, my son Jordan has huge advantages over someone whose parents are both struggling, who are both out of the house doing maybe one, maybe two jobs. He doesn't, you know, their children don't have the same daycare I'm able to have access to, not the same resources I'm able to put in front of Jordan. That's a fundamental thing that begins long before they even take a first step into a pre-K or a kindergarten class or a nursery school or anything. So first thing we need to internalize, and Sal Albanese, who you're having here next week, has talked about this continually on the campaign trail, is that we have to start thinking about education, not just through the lens of the school building. So that means what? That means one of the ideas I put in my new idea book is we have to expand a maternity leave. We don't give any maternity leave to city employees. We say you can leave on disability if you decide to. But here we are, we're an employer of 300,000 some odd people. We don't give them any maternity leave, and I think that's wrong. I think we're already taking the children of city employees and we're putting them in a place that we would hope that no employer puts their parent. Secondly, we have to take some of the economic pressure off. You know, we have this blithe sense that, you know, the city is doing so much better, we're creating all of these new jobs. It's true, we are. We're creating a lot of net new jobs. But they're very low wage, no benefit jobs in the food service industry, in the hotel, in the tourism industry. And the jobs that we're losing are middle wage jobs. And so what's happening? You're having more and more pressure on that wage earner, that middle class wage earner, to go compete for one, sometimes two of those low wage jobs. And who's getting displaced? A lot of younger families, a lot of young people who have returned from prison perhaps, a lot of people that don't have high school and college educations. We're compounding this bifurcating of our economy that's very troubling. So I don't believe we can have a conversation about education without dealing with that. But I also believe that it does give us a platform on which to talk about expanding the way we talk about schools. We can't just talk about schools at the moment they walk into the school building and the moment they leave. And if we're going to give them that kind of responsibility, we've got to expand the school day and the school year. We have to give more resources within schools to deal with some of these economic